And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. Today we're talking about clarity. Clarity in terms of masculinity and how to get your juices going in terms of achieving your goals and taking your life to the next level. Masculine clarity. We know that in order for you to succeed in anything, and especially in business and sales, you need to learn how to focus. Focus has and always will be the name of the game. Like, we want you to become laser focused, right? Just like the sun, it's just like, it spreads its rays to everywhere and everything. But when you focus the sun and its capacity and energy in one direction, it becomes a laser. And when it's a laser, you know exactly what happens. A lot. So basically, we want your life to develop crucial, massive momentum, but it will never get there if you never come to the point of focus, right? We want exponential growth. We want momentum. And that's why we need to figure out, how can I get more focused? How can I get better results in the things that I'm doing on a daily basis? Number one, in terms of getting focus and clarity, is to know your goal, right? The difference between getting results and not getting results is a goal. That's it. Do you have a goal? Do you have a goal, a specific measurable goal that you know needs to be achieved by a specific deadline? The difference between a goal and a dream is that the goal has a deadline. The dream is just in your brain. It's like, oh man, I'm fired up and this is going to be exciting and we've got dreams and we're going to go places. When you have a goal, it's a dream with a deadline, and you need to achieve it by this specific time. The first thing that you need to do when you've understood what your dream is that you need to make it a reality by putting a deadline on it. Let's say your dream is 10 years into the future, 20 years into the future, or maybe just 2 years into the future. Very often our brains can't work with more than 2 years at a time. So when you set your goals, yes, make them massive, create a huge goal. Like, say, I want to become a billionaire. I want to buy a jet, or I want to do this, that, and the other. But like, set a 2-year goal so that you can be focused on what needs to be achieved, right? Setting, like, what I've noticed is that very often masculine men don't really understand the concept of dreaming, because it is somewhat feminine thing. It kind of sets your life up for that's the big picture. That's what I want to achieve long term, but it's very much diversified. If you set up your dreams, like, very often I tell people to write down their 100 dreams list. That's to get their dream muscles going. But if you write down 100 dreams, it's feminine because it's so diversified and you're never going to do anything about it and it's not going to happen. But if you bring it back to just a few key things with the deadline, like, let's say, for example, 3 things that needs to be accomplished in the next 2 years, and they're highly measurable, now we're talking masculinity, right? So the small feminine aspect is important, but you need to bring it down to masculinity again in terms of achieving it in the next 2 years, but not those huge goals. I'm talking about, if I achieve these goals in the next 2 years, trust me, everything else that I want for my life is going to become accomplished. So what are your 2-year goals? What are the 3 2-year goals that you want to achieve by, let's say, May 2022, right? And then once you know that specifically, right, maybe pause it right now and write down your 3 goals. Like, these are the specific goals you want to achieve. And then start the video again, and then you write down what needs to be achieved in the next year, or what needs to be achieved by 1st of January 2021. And then you bring it back to what needs to be achieved in the next 6 months in order to achieve the 2-year goal, and what needs to be achieved this month okay, or this coming month in June, in order for the long-term goal to be achieved. And what needs to be done this week, this coming week, in order for me to achieve the 2-year goal? And what needs to be done this day, today, or tomorrow if it's late for you, in order for me to achieve the 2-year goal? Because the thing is that if you don't bring the 2-year goal into the now, the 2-year goal is not going to happen. If you don't bring the 2-year goal into the now, the 2-year goal is not going to happen. So you need to know what you need to do right now. What are you doing right now? You're watching me telling you to set goals and to achieve your dreams and how to get there. Good on you, right? Kudos. But I only come live once a day. I do it every day, but you got Men of High Value channel and then you got the Girls of High Value channel. So if you're following both those channels, you'll see me every single freaking day. But the rest of the day is what's important. Okay? You've got the foundation with watching my videos, but then you've got the action that needs to be taken, those 8 to 12 hours of action taking in order to achieve your 2-year goal. We're talking about focus. We're talking about clarity. If you're thinking too much about the 1-month goal or the 6-month goal or the 2-year goal, you're not bringing it close enough to the now. Because you can't choose. Like, you have the 1-month goal, 6-month goal, 2-year goal. The problem with those is that they're not happening right now. And because they're not happening right now, if you think about it too much, it becomes diversified, right? Because there's too many future nows. You got to focus in the now, right here, right now, on what needs to happen in order for you to achieve every single milestone, in order for you to achieve all of your dreams eventually, if that makes sense, right? So what is it that you need to get done right now? If you don't know the 100 dreams, if you don't know the 2-year goal or the 6-month goal or the 1-month goal, then I don't know what I need to do right now, right? That's how it is. That's why clarity creates a sense of urgency. Clarity creates a sense of urgency. How specific are the goals? How specific are the deadlines of those goals? And if you don't know them, then that's a problem, and it needs to be solved now. It needs to be solved this week, or preferably tomorrow, right? Or today. I only say tomorrow because most of you guys are watching this in America, which is basically late at night. But do you understand what I'm trying to tell you here? That what we're trying to set up is your goals right now, so that you have clarity forever. Do you understand what I mean? Clarity creates a sense of urgency, and if you don't have clear-cut specific goals with numbers, the now is not going to bring you the future goals and dreams. So how do you set clarity? My next few live streams are going to be exactly about that. Having clarity in every single category of your life. Every single category of your life. But reducing it down to simplicity and only having to see 3 things at a time. As a visionary person, right? You have a vision for your future. You can only operate with a clear-cut vision, like maximum 3 at a time. Our brains work in 3s, which means, like, for example, Jeff Bezos, when he established Amazon, he didn't have, oh, we're going to have that department, we're going to have that department, we're going to have that department. Maybe he created 100 dreams list for his Amazon business, right? We're going to have this, it's going to be awesome. But then he cut it down to his 2-year goals or whatever he did, right? I don't know what his strategy was, but he brought it closer to him, closer to his reality of what he needed to get done. I can tell you right now that in his 2-year goal, he probably had a mindset of, how do we raise $500 million or whatever it was in order for me to achieve the long-term perspective of Amazon? You need to have the same type of mindset, okay, probably in a different space and with the guidance of a coach, right? In terms of establishing legit goals that won't make you quit, right? Because if you quit on your goal, then it wasn't the right goal, obviously, or else you wouldn't have quit. You need to have a goal that you never, ever, ever would quit on, no matter how hard it gets, and you just keep moving towards it. So, but the point of this, I'm saying, is that you need to bring it back down to, okay, this is my relationship goal, this is my business goal in terms of financials, and this is my health goal. The health goals really is only about creating optimal health in order for you to achieve the relationship goal and the monetary goal. The health thing is so easy to keep up, guys, but don't have like massive health goals before you can hire a personal trainer, in my opinion. Personal growth is a team effort. Why are you doing it all on your own? It's ridiculous, right? If you want to get a specific dream body, don't do it on your own. It takes too much time. Like, get a personal trainer, but don't get a personal trainer now before you've got the cash, before you've got the business set up, before you've got everything rolling. In the beginning now is quit your gym membership and like, which is great during the pandemic, and just do push-ups and sit-ups and do like a lot of exercises on an app at home. There's no point wasting your money at the gym to get it done when you can do it here. Now, obviously, strength in numbers, you know, you want to be in an environment of other people exercising as well. Okay, I get it if that's kind of how you're thinking, but you want to set up your life in such a way that you can work 12 hours a day. And maybe being an hour or 2 hours at the gym is just a little bit overdoing it in terms of achieving your 2-year goal, because then you're diversifying again. Then you're thinking, oh, I need to get this abs and I need to get this muscles going and I need to do this. No, just do the thing that's necessary in order for you to maintain the energy, the optimal energy to make things happen, right? And then you fix your nutrition, but like, it shouldn't be your main focus. Bringing it to clarity. Clarity is having a business clarity in terms of your financials. How much are you going to have as a net worth in the next 2 years? And how is the fastest way to get to that net worth and still being disciplined on a continual basis until you get there? Do you have a clarity of what kind of business you want to create? If you don't, then you need to have 3 jobs. 1 full-time and 2 part-times, because they don't employ you enough. Because you want to work 12 hours a day until you figure out, what's my business? What's my business? What's my business? Because right now you're not minding your own business, you're minding someone else's business, which is good in the short term if you don't know what your business is. If you know what your business is, but you don't really know what your next step is, or you don't have the money to hire a coach or to do the necessary steps in order to build your business, then get a job. Because with that job, trust me, your brain will be focused on figuring out a way of how to get out of that freaking job. So if you have a standard of, this is how much I need to make on a monthly basis in order for me to survive, that's why I need these jobs. I also want to develop my discipline, right? It takes discipline to work 12 hours a day. That's not normal. That's not what normal full-time employees do. Full-time employees, they work 40 hours a week and then they clock out because they're done. Finally, thank goodness it's Friday. You're not a thank goodness it's Friday. You're a thank goodness it's Monday. Let's get rolling. Let's get on the roll. Like, I want to make money because I want to build my own business. And I want to be able to survive while I build my own business, so I never have to quit on my business. The biggest reason why people quit on their business is because of cash flow, not having enough cash flow. But if you have 3 jobs on the side and you're building a buffer, and you really put in the work in terms of having a job, you will have the cash flow necessary in order for you to build the business. It's the beginning that's the hardest part, and having clarity of what your next step is. I'm trying to give you clarity right now because a lot of you guys are thinking, man, I just need to figure out my business, and you don't have a job and you don't even have money. Like, why are you thinking business? Right? because you're diversifying your attentions. Because if you don't have something to do, right? If you don't have 12 hours of an action plan to do, then you're going to be diversified. You're going to allow your emotions to get the best of you. Your emotions will tell you to do this, and then you will tell you to do this, and then it'll tell you to do that. At a job, you know exactly what to do next because your boss is hounding your ass, getting you to do something. Do you understand what I mean? Like, that's good if you don't have a plan, right? But if you have an action plan, if you know your specific goals and you've brought them back to the now, and you know what to do the next 12 hours, and you making more money than you're making on any full-time job that you could get out there, okay, let's get rid of the job so you can focus on your business. But in the meantime, get a job. So I'm gonna talk about clarity in terms of what it means, in terms of having a job, and in terms of business, and in terms of relationships, understanding the big picture for your life. That's what my next few videos are going to be about. So you guys comment down below, let me know in the chat. Okay, I'm going to answer a few questions now if you guys want to, but comment down in the chat about how do I get more clarity, what kind of clarity, this is my situation, what do you suggest that I do? Contact me on Instagram at Men of High Value. Send me a request and help me, to understand your position, because right now I'm talking in general terms and it's not really specific, right? I'm diversifying information, and that's why having a coach allows you to be completely laser focused on the things that you need to get done right now in order for you to take the next step. And if you are one of my clients and you don't know what your next step is, that's a problem. And you need to contact me on a daily basis or on an every hourly basis to ask me, what do I do next? Okay, what do I do next? I don't have a plan, right? Because that's what is going to get you to the 2-year plan. Clarity creates a sense of urgency. And if you're just walking around in your life, not really doing much, then the 2-year massive goal that you have won't happen. You look back at the 2 years and you're going to be like, man, I'm better than I was 2 years before, but there's not really much happening in my life still. Do you know that it only takes approximately 6 months to a year to get absolute massive momentum in your business? Like literally out of this world, insane momentum. It takes 6 to 12 months. That's it. But it requires consistency on a daily basis. Daily, doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, continuously over those 6 months to a year. But if you don't take that daily action, it's not going to happen. Then you're postponing the 6 months journey. You're postponing the 1-year journey, and 3 Girls in Love is not really going to happen for you in the space of time that it could have. How long do you want to be voluntary celibate? Right? How long do you want to be a celibate for? How long do you want to practice monk mode without having the women in your life? Like, let's get going. Let's make it happen now. You need to have clarity. You need to have vision. Okay, last thing I'm going to say about clarity in this term is that in order for you to have clarity, you need to know. Well, anyway, I was going to say something about it, but okay, it's the small things that count, but only when the big things are taken care of. Okay. All right, meaning the small things is all about the now, immediate gratification, right? What your emotions are feeling. That's the small things. But the big thing is understanding that your person, you as a person, you and your emotions are going to have approximately 2 billion future nows. Okay? You like if you're going to be approximately, I think it's 70 years old or something, 60. No, around there. 32 years is approximately 1 billion seconds. So you're going to live approximately 2.5. If you follow the steps on this channel, you're definitely going to hit 3 billion seconds. But you understand that 3 billion seconds, all of those seconds are a now, which means that you're only in one of those nows right now. And if you're thinking only about feelings and immediate gratification and how do I enjoy my life right now, which is great, but you're only thinking about the small things, right? That's thinking very small if you're only thinking about what I need right now. Like, this is why players, alpha males out there who are out there sleeping around with tons of women, are very, very short-term focused, because sexuality is something that's a problem that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. Like, do you only want to solve the problem right now and in the next 3 days, and I need to get laid right now because I need to ejaculate? Or are you thinking in terms of, man, I want all my future nows to be absolutely flippin' amazing? That requires money. Do you see the difference? I can sleep around with a bunch of girls, destroy them, and basically destroy my future by doing that. Or I can be voluntary celibate for time by building up my business in the next 2 years and get this exponential growth curve that Joseph is talking about in terms of, the next 6 to 12 months, when exponential momentum will happen if I'm just daily and have clarity on my goals and clarity on the action steps that need to be taken in order for me to achieve those goals. Isn't it better to focus on business and money right now? Because then you secure all of your future nows to be amazing. Do you understand what I mean? Then we're focusing on the 2 billion nows instead of the one single now. That's like $1. Do you want $1 or do you want the $2 billion? Right? That's kind of helps you to see the difference between being short-term focused and being long-term focused. You want to solve a problem, solve it effectively, and have it absolutely be amazing for the rest of your life. That's why having monogamy as a goal is a really bad idea, because you're screwing over the next 2 billion nows. Literally. Like, yes, you can get married and build something of a life with her, but then she's going to lose attraction for you every single flipping time. Long-term relationships don't work in women's brains if they have a man who does not set up a family with multiple women. Attraction will always be lost. And it's not something that a woman can work on, right? She can't work on falling in love. Falling in love is something that happens to her. And in monogamy, you effectively close and lock her sexuality for the rest of her life. And you can kind of like sometimes have nice, sexual experiences with your wife. Sometimes when she feels like it, which is like once a month, right? During her horny period. Why wouldn't you rather understand female nature, understand their sexuality, open up her sexuality completely by having 2 other women who are her best friends forever, living together in harmony, together with you forever? That takes care of your sexuality. That takes care of your children. That takes care of your long-term momentum in business, because you don't have to be dragged back down to being in the home doing roles that you're not supposed to be doing. What, doing the dishes, vacuuming the floor. Absolutely horrific. That's not the lifestyle you want as a masculine man. So you understand, this is clarity now in terms of relationships. I'll probably go into this a little bit more in future videos, but understand the relationship-wise, monogamy is a really bad goal. I'm going to get married one day and have a family. Do you know what that means? Like monogamy. That's what the mainstream says, having a family. I want kids. Yeah, I know you do, but you're destroying your 2 billion future nows. Like, if you want to have amazing future nows, you got to understand 3 girls in love, responsible polygyny as taught on this channel. I'm completely against sleeping around, completely against having sex outside of a long-term committed relationship for life. So understand how this works, because once you've got clarity about that, then you know that you need to bring it back now to the now of what you need to get done in order for that to become reality. And you're not ready for that type of lifestyle right now. I know you're not ready. Okay, no matter what, because you're on my channel, right? So the goal is to then bring it back to business, and that's what I've been talking about this entire video. So anyway, yes, can you explain what is 3 girls in love thing? Does your wet dream reset your streak? Okay, so the wet dream reset your streak? No, it doesn't. Okay, the wet dreams are nature's blessing to us men for allowing the body to regulate when the sperm needs to exit. Okay, as long as you're sleeping when that happens, do not feel bad about it, and your body is actually going to recuperate very quickly, no matter what. You're gonna have some, loss of energy, but who cares? Don't reset your streak. The goal is for you to become disciplined in your awake state. That's step number one. Eventually, you learn how to control your dreams, but that's not important right now because that's not the next step. It's always the next step that's the most important thing, because if you think about future steps, you're diversifying your thinking, which means that you're never going to achieve it. Focus is bringing your future goal into the now and only having that goal in my head. $100,000 is a fantastic goal. I want $100,000 in net worth. What's the fastest way for me to develop $100,000 in net worth? Okay? You need to think about it and you need to understand it. If you have $10,000 at least in net worth, bro, hire me as a coach. It's ridiculous for you to not hire someone to help you to exponentially create the momentum in your life. Even if you've got $1,000 and you have a full-time job, I would invest in a coach to get your clarity of what you want to achieve and what your next step is in terms of your strategy to get there. Because it's ridiculous for you to waste your time all on your own. In terms of the 3 girls in love thing, I kind of explained it a little bit right now, but I'll explain it in future videos. Stay tuned, guys. Watch more of my videos if you guys are unclear about what you need to get done. But really, contact me on Instagram, admin at 3girls. Well, yeah, I actually have that account too. 3girls-in-love. It's an amazing account on Instagram. The digit 3. But admin of high value on Instagram. Contact me there and I will definitely help you out. And for you guys who are saying I will hire you soon, bros, like, ask me questions now. Okay, I'm available for a few questions once in a while. If you're giving me too much questions, I'm going to remind you that, bro, okay, you need to hire me as a coach. But if you're just sending me a question, 1 question or 2 questions, just help me out a little bit. Just get me started, because I don't have a job. I don't have a business. I don't have money. I don't have anything. Just help me get going. I will help you get going if you SMS me or DM me on Instagram, okay? I'll help you do that. How useful would you consider learning multiple languages in terms of business? That's an absolutely horrible immediate strategy. Absolutely horrible. The number one thing I would, if you speak English, okay, that would be a good strategy, but that would be on the side of a business strategy. If you want to establish a business and you don't speak English, okay. But if you are in a local place, you don't speak English, I mean, you won't even be able to understand me if you don't speak English. So yeah, practice your English on a daily basis by watching these videos and by studying English on the next to your full-time job. Still have 3 jobs and then study English on the side if you don't know English. But other languages than English, stay away for now. Like that's ridiculous prioritization of your time. Anyway, that's what I want to share with you guys. I hope you guys understand that I have specific like, in my opinion, I have specific things that I would recommend for you to focus on, right? Because obviously you guys ask me really good questions. Thank you for asking me that, Alejandro, because those questions are important. What's important to you is important to me, but I will tell you the truth of my opinion in terms of if it's a good strategy or not. Because very often, the more feminine you are, the worse your priorities are. The more feminine you are, the worse your priorities will be, because you're going to be irrational. And if you're irrational, you don't understand what's going to work in the long term. You're only thinking about your emotions, and you're only thinking about the now, and you're only thinking, oh, I don't think this is going to work. Instead, masculine is to look at it from a rational standpoint. Can we actually make this work? So anyway, hope to see you again tomorrow on the Girls of High Value channel, and then the next day on the Men of High Value channel right here, right then. See you then.